Gratitude is a frequency. Gratitude is a frequency that is produced by your brain, that is produced inside of you, that allows you to create a glitch in your timeline, especially when it is something that whenever you're grateful for anything, you are basically indicating to the universe with the help of this frequency that you like it to be repeated. And so their chances of you receiving similar things increase. So that is like one of the laws that everybody loves to talk about these days. Hello. Welcome to my glitch in time. Nice to meet you. This is Dr. Din. I'm going live from Juvanni. And today we are here before Christmas going through the lists that we always do at the end of the year. And one of my favorite things to do in my end of the year wrapping ups is to make a list of things that I was very grateful for personally, as well as professionally, as well as interpersonally, and all kinds of lists. But one of my favorite lists to do is my gratitude list for 2025. So this year, I am making a list, and this is why I'm going live to show and to not only express my gratitude, but also to understand why we're grateful for those. Gratitude is a frequency. Gratitude is a frequency that is produced by your brain, that is produced inside of you, that allows you to create a glitch in your timeline, especially when it is something that whenever you're grateful for anything, you are basically indicating to the universe with the help of this frequency that you like it to be repeated. And so their chances of you receiving similar things increase. So that is like one of the laws that everybody loves to talk about these days. But even before all of this became a thing, I would always like to make lists. And now it has been shown through science and research that people who do gratitude practices more frequently, they tend to stay healthier, they tend to do better in life. However, my list of gratitude that I'm going to talk about today is at a professional level, as a medical doctor, as somebody who works in the realm of longevity. This is something that's very important. It's one of my important tasks, year-end tasks. And professionally at the level of anti-aging and longevity, that's what we do. What are the things that I thought 2025 brought to us? So on my list of gratitude, the first item on my list is the GLP-1 agonist. I am so grateful that this year we saw such a massive increase and an awakening of people where they realized that a new medication has been discovered and how helpful it is for people as they age. And so GLP-1 agonists, which are medications like Wegovy, medications like Ozempic, Zepbound, Mounjaro. Their generic names are semaglutide and tirzepatide, and there are also, like these days, combination treatments where both semaglutide and tirzepatide are combined for people in varying ratios. And that is something that became a massive hit with people, and especially people who were battling diabetes and obesity or metabolic syndrome of middle age, or even people who were dealing with various forms of addictions like alcohol addiction, like food addiction, everything, all of these problems found a common solution, and this medication assisted people in their lives and in their journey towards health. So great progress was made. One thing that happened this year with GLP-1 agonists was also that the government got involved, and actually the president ordered the pharmaceutical companies to bring the prices down for people who are buying it over out of pocket, which also is a great step. And I'm very excited that this is going to lead to a lot of health and well-being for people in the subsequent years. Now coming down to my number two. The number two thing on my list of gratitudes for this year is the resurgence and re-emergence of hormone replacement therapy for women, and the correction that we had in the direction of treating menopause and perimenopause and postmenopause in women. Women's health received a great benefit with the help of with the act that happened, and just recently in the last couple of months, FDA removed the black label warnings from hormone replacement therapy for women, which is a great step for women. As far as I'm concerned, it is still for many women not completely understood and covered by their insurances as of yet, but that is something that's going to change. It's going to very quickly change. So hormone replacement therapy making a comeback is my number two thing to be grateful for 2025. Number three, the third thing on my gratitude list this year, before the end of this year, and the year hasn't ended yet, so I'm gonna make this list one more time and update it if anything changes. I don't think anything will change in my list, but number three just happened a couple of days ago, where the president issued executive order and reclassified medical marijuana from a class 1 medication to class 3 medication, making it in the same category as Tylenol with codeine. So it is still only going to be available with the help of your doctor's prescription, and it is a controlled substance still, but it's not a federally illegal drug anymore. So thank God for that, and this is going to pave the way for more research to occur. And I think it's going to only benefit people, because if anything, as medical marijuana is gaining some funds, and people are wondering like, what is this all about? This is like such a good impact on all the way we treated pain, the way we treated sleep issues, and especially people who have trauma related psych problems. They do very well with this. Also, people with addiction, opioid addictions, can be very easily treated with medical marijuana. And I think that that's a great news for healthcare in 2025. So, great task was accomplished. Because I'm going to make a list of, my list can keep going on, but I'm going to just focus on 5 or 6 things that I am very sure about. So, number 4 thing that I am very optimistic and grateful for is the use of artificial superintelligence in the realm of healthcare, where I believe that people are going to get immense help when they utilize artificial superintelligence for their healthcare and their direction and their, just treatment. Not treatment, but I think that it can become like a very good conduit for with their doctor's office. And I see a lot of potential for artificial superintelligence in the realm of not only dealing with our sickness, but also dealing with our health. So problems that took years and years and so many people, teams and teams of people to solve, are now being solved like this. And I think that's a great advantage that we have. And there are certain problems that were 5-dimensional, and the amount of data that artificial superintelligence can actually collect and go analyze for us is tremendous. And I think that that is going to like really bring us to a new level of health and wellness for everybody. So I'm looking forward to its growth and its integration with the system. Now, number 5, the 5th item on my list of gratitude was that this was also the year where people awakened more and more to the concept of anti-aging and longevity, and the concept of health span in prolonging your health span within your lifespan became more and more clear. And I think a lot of humans started to understand this, and now I see that people are proactively looking towards things that can help them stay healthy and not just wait for sicknesses to get a hold in their system before doing something about it. So I think that that concept of longevity and health increased a lot. I saw that it's probably because of the pandemic, the recent COVID pandemic, that started, just turning the minds of people. But 2025 was the first year where I saw that people started doing things. And I think that it happened also because simultaneously GLP-1 agonists were also there. So when people started looking for ways to make themselves healthy, there was a tool that we could give them. And when they used that tool that worked, people became more and more interested in utilizing these tools for themselves. So I think that that is a great thing that happened. Also, that awakening for anti-aging and longevity and working proactively for your health and wellness became a thing. And it all started in 2025. It may have started a little before 2025, but it took hold like in 2025, and I only see it improving in the upcoming years. Now, this is like my top 5 things, and I'm going to give you one extra thing that I am grateful for, and you tell me how you feel about it. And that is, a lot of people began to understand the harmful impact of alcohol on their health, especially women battling menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, men having different issues. When they started going through the research on alcohol and its harmful impact on the human body, that awakening is also taking place, started gaining hold in 2025. So on one hand, you see that the medical marijuana became a thing where after such a long time where it was like completely shut away by the alcohol industry. This time, and this was the year where the scales have turned, and now you see that alcohol is now recognized as something that can make you sick. And even in the smallest amount of quantity, they have now figured out that not even a small quantity is good for you. So, I think that the world will change as a result of these new findings. And I also credit ChatGPT and the large language models and artificial intelligence to have contributed towards all this new data and the new analysis that is that is taking place. So, that was my gratitude list for 2025. Let me know if you think that I should include something in it. There are so many other things that I am grateful for. However, for 2025, these are the 5 or 6 things that I am 100% grateful for, because they're new and they're going to change the lives and health of so many people. Hey, do you think that this new year will bring new anti-aging treatments? That's a very interesting question. And new treatments are always coming into our consciousness, and because people are like really studying non-surgical treatments, I am very interested in some of the new machines, some of the muscle building machines, and I also am very interested in a machine that is supposed to remove excess growth of skin and the chronic skin failure, just removing layers of skin that without having to surgically excise it. So there's like a machine that is in the works and has been going on for a couple of years now, and I think they're also improving some of the problems that they had with it. So I'm waiting for it to like really get to some of its future models. I'm sure are going to be much better than the original models, but it holds a lot of promise. So I'm very interested in some new longevity tools that will become available to us, and we're keeping an eye out for this. In the meantime, we got a new machine for our office, which is FDA approved for non-surgical facelift, and FDA may approve it for certain other parts of the body also, for skin. And we are using label for skin tightening in other parts also, and that machine is called L-Therapy. And L-Therapy, which is a machine that is made by this German company, Merz Aesthetics. So Merz Aesthetics came out with a new model, which is very, very, I think it is a much better model than their previous one. Even the previous one was like really good, but this one, they've made it less painful and faster acting. So a lot of my clients who've been using it for the past decade are very pleasantly surprised with the results, because they're just like amazing. How often should we get L-Therapy? L-Therapy is basically reprogramming your skin and turning time on your skin. So what ends up happening is that when you're young, when you're in your 30s, you may not need this treatment as often as somebody who's in their 50s or 60s. I say people should try to do it because the sound frequencies that we harness these frequencies of sound and place it under your skin. So these frequencies, they don't last more than 9 months. So what ends up happening is that in 9 months, the entire treatment is out of your system. So we try to sometimes layer the treatment. So every 6 months, if you do one treatment, you're not going to let your skin grow. So why L-Therapy is important is because your skin basically grows and expands all your life. And this growth and expansion is sometimes accelerated, especially when you're going through your pre-programmed pauses, such as perimenopause or menopause. So as you go through menopause, your skin expands faster. And as a result of expansion, it can't sustain itself and it just falls. So it fails. It's chronic skin failure, which is basically because of the overgrowth of your skin. So when you do this treatment preventatively, it's like a preventative facelift. So you keep certain parts of your skin on your visible facing face tight, and that way it's not gonna grow to a point where you need to get it surgically resected. Even when you can it prevent surgery? Yes, if it can delay your surgery indefinitely if you do it correctly and on time. Of course, this is not the only thing. As for the longevity of your beauty or for your architectural structure, you do need certain other treatments also. For example, some medical grade skincare such as Botox and fillers also should accompany therapy, because therapy is not something that if you do it that you don't need Botox and fillers. You will still need those because they do something else to support your face. Can you get Botox while you're breastfeeding? No, you cannot. So if you're breastfeeding, you can't do Botox, and if you totally have to do Botox, you should, make sure that you have you express your milk and store milk for like at least 14 days or so before you go and get the Botox treatment, because Botox can stay in your system for like at least 4 to 5 days, and to make sure that it's like completely out of your system, you should at least give yourself 10 to 14 days before you resume breastfeeding. But normally I just tell women, just stay away from Botox when you're pregnant or when you're breastfeeding. Can you get Botox while you're pregnant? No, you cannot. So during pregnancy and breastfeeding, no Botox and no GLP-1 agonists. So guys, GLP-1 agonists are like Botox for your fat cells. So just like when you place Botox, which is the fastest acting anti-aging medications that you can ever receive, similarly, when you place Botox under your skin, it erases your crinkles and wrinkles that are etching into your skin because you're going through time and gravity and hormonal imbalance and aging. However, when you are giving yourself GLP-1 agonists for weight loss, that is pretty much like Botox for your fat cells. And the moment we place it in, your fat cells relax, they release all the energy that you're storing inside your system, and you very soon you start dropping your weight. So, but when you're pregnant or when you're breastfeeding, you can't be on Botox and you can't be on GLP-1 agonists. I hope that makes it clear. What about therapy? Can it be done during pregnancy? So therapy, because it's just, it only goes into your skin. It doesn't go beyond your skin. It can be done, but I would not do it during pregnancy, because I don't recommend doing therapy during pregnancy, because during pregnancy you've expanded a lot. So women tend to gain weight. You have a lot of hormones that are going through your system, and at that point I tell women that, once you've gone through pregnancy and once you've delivered your baby and once you've done your breastfeeding, that's when you should come and look into the tightening your skin, because it can be very useful afterwards. Okay, see you later, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.